The question that I want to try to answer tonight is one that's been asked for, I don't know, ever. And that question is, should Canada have its own foreign intelligence service? Now, I know that historically, some of my people on the channel have been from the United States. I think we've had some, obviously, we've had our colleagues from India here as well. And it might strike them as it's kind of silly to be asking in 2021 whether or not Canada needs a foreign intelligence service. And I think many people might say, wait, don't we have one already? And the answer is kinda. It's a very Canadian answer, actually. It's a kind of a middle of the road answer. So let me walk you through what we have now and what we might want to think about having down the line. Now, the reason why I'm weighing in on this issue is several-fold. Number one, I actually worked in foreign intelligence in Canada for the better part of 2 decades. So I got a lot of experience in the area. Secondly, most of the people, if not all of the people that I see commenting on this question in the media, like for example, in the Globe and Mail, which is Canada's reported national newspaper, couldn't spell foreign intelligence, let alone ever worked in it. It'd be kind of like saying, I've got a brain tumor. I'm going to ask my plumber to take it out. I don't think anybody would want to do that. So I'm going to push back against some of these so-called self-styled specialists, these self-styled experts on foreign intelligence, and look at what is actually feasible from a Canadian perspective. So, no, Canada does not have an agency which is devoted solely to foreign intelligence. In other words, we do not have an equivalent to the CIA in the United States. We don't have equivalent to the BSIS, or the British Secret Intelligence Service, also known as MI6. Yeah, the one that James Bond used to work for. We don't have one of those. We don't have one like the Australians do, the Australian Secret Intelligence Service, or ASIS. So it's kind of interesting that we in Canada decided not to do this. But again, let me walk you through what we do have. As I said at the outset, I did spend 17 and a half years working in foreign intelligence for an organization called Communications Security Establishment, or CSE. That is Canada's Signals Intelligence Organization. It's the equivalent in my country to the National Security Agency in the United States, GCHQ in the UK, the Australian Signals Directorate in Australia, which I knew as the Defense Signals Directorate, but they've changed their name, and the GCSB in New Zealand. Those round out the other five so-called Five Eyes partners, the Anglo-centric intelligence sharing network. So when I joined CSE in 1983, the Cold War, remember that? The Cold War was still going on, but I was hired to do something very, very different. I was hired because of my linguistic ability to actually do foreign intelligence, which means that CSE would collect, process, which in some cases involved decrypting, i.e. breaking codes. And yes, I worked as a code breaker for the better part of a year in the very late 1980s, early 1990s, and extract intelligence from signals. So signals are conversations. They could be, in those days, telexes, later on faxes, and things like that. We had a foreign intelligence mandate. It was built right into CSE's mandate. The other mandate, of course, was monitoring the Soviet Union and its tactics and its maneuvers, because, of course, this was the Cold War. But myself and my team, we didn't do with the Soviet Union. Hey, Felix, welcome back. So I worked in foreign intelligence in a variety of languages, a variety of topics for the better part of 2 decades. And I guess we should maybe, go back to first principles. What is foreign intelligence? Well, very simply, foreign intelligence is the intents or intentions and capabilities of a foreign state. And each country wants to know what other countries are doing. What are their plans for the future? What intentions do they have? That's what we mean by foreign intelligence. So CSE already has that mandate. It's had it forever, ever since its creation in 1946. By the way, Just got an email today that CSE is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. I was there for the 50th anniversary in 1996, and I've been asked to contribute some stories for the 75th anniversary this year, which just makes me feel really, really old, but that's a whole other issue. The problem is that CSE is a signals intelligence organization, which means it does not collect human intelligence or human. Now, so Canada does not have a human foreign intelligence organization, or does it? Let me read you something here from the CSIS Act, which dates from 1984, when CSIS, the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, which I worked for from 2001 to 2015, was created out of the old RCMP Security Service. And Section 16 reads as follows. Subject to this section, the service may, in relation to the defense of Canada or the conduct of its international affairs, assist the Minister of National Defense or the Minister of Foreign Affairs within Canada in the collection of information or intelligence relating to the capabilities, intentions, or activities of any foreign state or group of foreign states. I.e., CSIS is authorized to collect foreign intelligence. That's right in the CSIS Act that dates back to 1984. So we do have a foreign intelligence service, right? Kind of. Which goes back to my earlier Canadian sort of waffling on the issue. You may have missed two words that I pronounced when I read that section of the CSIS Act, which we call Section 16, and those two words were within Canada. So let me make this obvious to you. CSIS is allowed to collect foreign intelligence, provided that intelligence is collected within Canada, which is kind of an oxymoron, right? If you want to know about the intentions of foreign states, shouldn't you go outside of Canada to determine those intentions? No. The creators of CSIS, the great minds that founded the organization, decided, in their infinite wisdom, to limit the collection of foreign intelligence to Canada. Now, that is very different than the collection of security intelligence. So here, let me read to you what Section 12 reads in the CSIS Act, because this is to do with security intelligence. The service shall collect by investigation or otherwise, to the extent that is strictly necessary, and analyze and retain information and intelligence respecting activities that may, on reasonable grounds, be suspected of constituting threats to the security of Canada. There's no within Canada clause there. CSIS can go to the outer moons of Pluto and collect security intelligence. In fact, it does. I know they do because I've seen it. But they can't go outside of Canada to actually collect foreign intelligence. I know it's getting kind of complicated, guys, and I apologize for that. But this just goes to show that there actually is a distinction between foreign intelligence and security intelligence. And yes, the two do sometimes cross paths. There's no question about that. For those who are just joining us, I'm Phil Gurski, president of Borealis, former Canadian Security Intelligence Officer. If it's your first time, welcome. I'd love to see you guys subscribe and like it on YouTube. It'd be great. Take care, and thanks again for showing up.